Welcome to E.D.J. Studios. This is the E.D.J.podcast. We're back with another sports episode. Let's talk a little bit of UFC. What do you think? Volk winning the championship, the belt back, do you think it's real, or do you think he's just holding it for somebody else for a little bit longer? I think next fight, I think Volk is out of there. I mean, of course, depending on who they match.
If I'm Volk, I'm taking that belt and I'm retiring, but I doubt he's going to do that. I don't think he's thinking that. But I just think that, those two knockouts that he got, I think it slowed him down. I thought he clearly won the fight last night.
Yeah, he won, but I don't think...
I think Diego didn't have the greatest strategy for him. He didn't put up volume at all. If you look at the strike totals, like Volk was outstriking him every round.
Yeah.
I know one ref gave him 2 rounds, but honestly, I only gave him like 1 personally. But I thought the decision of a unanimous decision did go to Volk. But I think he should retire.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think. I think Izzy should retire. I think all those great fighters like that, losses, sticking around like consistently getting beat.
I'm still gonna die on that hill that he should go up to 205.
You think you want Izzy to get beat up?
I don't want him to get beat up. I think there's a little window right now where there's not a lot of grapplers at 205.
I
see what happens.
I just don't think he could become a champion. I think he could go there and make money and win some fights, but championship, he ain't getting back there. I'm sorry.
Pereira went on a little run. I think he can maybe go on a little run.
I don't know.
If I'm him,
I think Hill gets him too. I think those fighters get easy.
I think you go in there, go on a little run, see what happens. If you don't win it, if you don't get a title shot, whatever, then you retire. But I think he can give it another year or two. At 205, see what happens.
Maybe.
That's what I think. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he retires. Who knows?
What about I think this is one thing I don't like about Islam is just he doesn't fight enough for me. Like it's just I need you to fight a little bit. Give me a little more, or just move up and wait. I don't know, something. I
think he was waiting on Bilal or something like that. Bilal has a fight coming up too. I think he's fighting what's his name? Damn, I forget the dude's name. He's like an Australian dude.
I don't remember. But
yeah,
I don't like that whole thing of waiting for fighters. Like, I get it. You guys are friends, whatever. You guys train together, but you can't people got to fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, go up there, beat him, and see who else. But I think he needs to fight more. I think that's we were talking about, like, for some reason it feels like there's not a lot of big, action going on. There's not the big fights are not happening, or our goats or the people that are the stars are not fighting enough. So, and it's not giving the new guys the shine because we're still waiting for these old guys to fight.
Yeah.
And if they don't fight the new guys, then how do we know who's the next one?
Yeah, but I was fighting Jack Della Maddalena. Yeah, the Australian dude. Yeah.
I think Bilal's gonna win again.
Yeah, he's the favorite. I think Bilal will win.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I don't know if Islam is fighting to fight Bilal, or is he if he's waiting to fight Bilal, or if he's waiting to see if he loses.
Yeah, I think he's waiting. I don't think he wants to fight him. I think Bilal even said it too. I don't think they want to fight each other. So it's like.
So then he's probably waiting to see if he loses, because he wants to be the double champ. Islam could fight Ilia, but I don't think he wants to. I think he said, and I know Habib said, that he needs to fight somebody, at least one person. So they're throwing out Oliveira.
I think because Islam has already fought a lot of these people, I think they should give Topuria the chance. I think they should just do the fight, just for what the numbers is going to create.
I think when it comes to Islam, he had to wait to fight. They made him fight this guy, then fight that guy. So his thing is like, I had to do that. Why do you get to just walk in here?
Well, the reality is that stars Topuria is a bigger star. Like, he just has that more of an F factor to me. So he's gonna make more noise. It just is what it is. Islam is not the draw. I don't know.
You
if
don't think these are what?
No, I don't think Islam, because he goes away. He fights, does his business, and goes away. I don't think
he's a champ. How can you say the champ is not a draw?
Because
unless you're fighting Conor McGregor, that's a wild statement.
I think Ilia's up there. I don't know. I think Ilia might have a bigger name. Like I know the dominance that Islam has had is great and all that stuff, but he fights and goes away. You know, so people like Ilia's talking crap. He's telling them, he's on interviews telling them, I'm gonna ask him what's his favorite submission.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And I'm gonna finish him with that submission. I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna pick him up, drag him to where Khabib is, and tap him out in front of Khabib. Like, come on.
He's just trying to make a fight.
Exactly.
He's talking
he's
shit.
doing a good job about it.
But he's standing
who else is Islam gonna fight?
That's the thing, is like he's standing on his ground saying, fight somebody. If you really want to fight me, fight somebody.
And I think he's gonna do it. He's gonna fight somebody. But
fight Oliveira, or why not? I wouldn't fight Patty because Patty just fought. Patty's gonna waste some time.
Yeah.
Just fight Oliveira or fight Gaethje.
Yeah.
Someone who hasn't fought in a while.
And I think he'll do it. And who is Islam gonna fight in the meantime?
He's gonna wait.
But again, it's just that's the whole thing. Islam waiting is that
Islam
thing.
fights like twice a year. He always gives you like a fight.
Maybe twice a year. Maybe
he fought somebody this year. Who was he? Who does he?
Oh yeah, he fought. No, wait, this year?
I think he fought this year.
No, I think it was last year. The end of last year. No, I don't think he fought 2025. Oh no, he did. I think he did.
I forget who he fought, but I think he fought somebody this year. And when Umar, they fought the same card.
Yeah, true. He was supposed to fight Umar.
He fought Umar fought. He fought the Brazilian dude.
Moicano, yeah. Yeah, because of the other
Money
guy.
Moicano, yeah, because
the other guy.
Armin.
Yes.
Armin pulled out.
Yes. So
he fights twice a year. Like that's been Islam's thing. He fights one early in the year, and then he fights one around October.
Yeah.
For the Abu Dhabi.
And to me, you need to be a little bit more active.
We're used to champs fighting 3 times a year. That's the normal. But he fights twice a year.
Yeah, that's to me that we need to bring that back a little bit. Of
3?
3.
But the thing is with Ramadan, that's where it breaks it up, because he'll fight February-ish.
Yeah, but the thing is,
then he comes back around October.
He could do it because it's not like he's taking damages in any of these fights.
Yeah, but
don't be a little bit more like Volk. All right, just take the chance
and then get knocked out and then be asked if you get retired.
Listen, I don't care. You have to fight a little bit more to me. I respect that. I feel like I think Izzy if Izzy would have picked his fights and didn't fight, I think he could have built a longer streak and
But I don't think Islam is picking his fights. He's fighting whoever's in front. He's just taking his time to get to him, but he's not picking it. Whoever's in front is who he fights.
But I think also he's not. If the UFC thought he will fight more, even if it's people that are no name, he would do it. They would do it.
But what's in it for him? For example, they did the same thing right with Ilia. They did the same shit with Volk.
Yeah.
He went and beat his ass.
Yeah.
Now we're doing the same shit with Ilia. You know what I mean? When does it stop?
It's good for the brand.
Yeah,
of
but
UFC.
why are we reaching down to the division under him to find him a fighter?
No, that's true.
That's what his point is.
Because the thing is, he already beat everybody that he was supposed to beat. So move up.
Well, bring in the next guy in his division.
Who is the next guy?
If he wanted to be Patty, bring in Patty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, I feel like he should fight more. I don't know why, but I have that feeling of there's a few weight classes that do this. That just, 178. 170 doesn't do this.
Doesn't do what?
This whole waiting all the time for the champion.
Well, the belt has been moving around a little bit.
Right after, but when Izzy had it, it was fighting.
Izzy was 185.
Oh yeah, 185. But when Kamaru had 170, he was fighting all the time.
He was fighting the same 2 or 3 dudes.
It doesn't matter, but he was still fighting them. And
Islam can probably do the same thing where you give him the same 2 guys.
I don't care. Just fight more. That's all I'm asking. I know he's great, but
you're not gonna get it from Ramadan.
Yeah.
Because then you would ask him to do a quick turnaround.
But the thing is, he could do it because he's not getting damage. So I don't see the.
Yeah, but the training camps are rigorous though. He may not get damaged in the fight, but you don't know what his camp was like.
Yeah, there's one thing I've been noticing, and I don't like it. I don't like the whole. I I like how Izzy did it. I like how Kamaru did it. They fought all the time. Like, I think Izzy was fighting up to like 5 times in a fucking year.
I don't think 5 times.
Or 4 or some shit. Like, I think he fought like 4 times in a year.
The only person that I know fought 5 times was that nut, Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland.
Holland fought 5 times. That was wild.
But I think Izzy was fighting up to like 3 or 4 times a year sometimes.
Yeah, at least 3. At least 3, maybe 4.
And yes, do I feel like that took years from Izzy? 100%. But I also don't like these champions not fighting because it holds the whole division up. So I think 3 fights a year. Unless you're hurt, clearly hurt, you should fight 3 times a year. If you're a champion, I don't care. You should fight 3 times a year.
I just think depending.
Like I said, if you're hurt, I get it. But if you're like out here like, oh, I just don't have the name, there's nothing for me to fight this dude, nah, you should defend the title. If you're not hurt, fight 3 times. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not liking the Jones things right now. I'm not liking the heavyweight division is where it is right now because Jones don't want to fight nobody because he's the champion. Strip him. I don't care. Fight. If you're the champion, fight.
Then I mean, the fact that they haven't stripped him is that's Dana. Dana go strip him.
But that's.
I don't think Jones cares if you strip him.
I know. I think he doesn't. But do you agree with when was the last time we saw a heavyweight fight for the belt? Not for interim, for the title itself.
He fought this dude in was it November, December? Jones fought Stipe for the belt.
And before that, how long was it?
Well, he hurt himself. That's why.
Yeah, but again, it's just that.
I mean, he can't do anything about that. He tore his shoulder.
That's true, but still, he should have fought already. Because to me, Jones should have fought already.
Yeah, but Jones looks at it as he needs the preparation time. I'd rather see a good product than him rushing himself.
I mean, how much do you need?
Whatever he needs.
You're already a heavyweight.
He's the GOAT. I mean, whatever he needs.
Again, I get it. He is the GOAT, but this is right now, not 10 years ago. This is right now, and we need to build and keep building the.
Nah, man. I mean, with such a career he had, I think he's earned the right to take. I mean, he's not saying he's not gonna fight Aspinall.
No, but he's saying he needs 6 months.
Whatever it is.
6 months, bro.
Yeah, we'll see him in whatever. Like, he said that a while ago, right? So we'll see him at the end of the summer.
So to me, this is what the UFC should do, because who cares that Jon has the title, doesn't have the title? We're gonna put him legend status, which means we're gonna take your title from you. Whenever you decide to fight, you go right up to the champion.
But let's be honest with ourselves. Who do you want to see Aspinall fight if it's not Jones?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but who in that heavyweight division?
Nobody.
You strip him off. You strip Jones, right?
Nobody.
You take him out,
yes.
right? Because you want to keep the division.
Yes.
Who does Aspinall fight to satisfy this need of a fight?
He fights whoever it is, and he.
But who is that whoever?
I don't care who it is. Whoever's pick him off the street.
You don't got a guy. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying you don't.
No, there is.
Who's the
guy? Who's a heavyweight? Name one.
Blaze, Curtis Blaze.
Okay, you make him fight him. Whoever it is.
No one wants to see him and Curtis Blaze.
But this is the point. This is what's gonna happen, right? Why don't we want to see Curtis Blaze and Thing fight? Why is it?
Because Blaze is not a championship guy like that.
So we think
it's not the 2 top guys.
We think Aspen is gonna win, right? Yeah. So let's have him defend the title and build this resume, right? Let's build him up. Let's build this resume. Yeah, but he's gonna have a bunch of title defenses because he's, you know what I'm saying? And then people like Jones can be like, but he's nobody.
Yeah, but you run the risk of one of these, because it's still heavyweight, and any one of those dudes can knock each other out. Yeah,
exactly.
You run the risk of getting Aspinall knocked out by some random dude.
Correct.
They shouldn't be fighting for a belt.
Correct.
Just because Jones is in there. Then you knock him out. Now you've lost this massive Aspinall-Jones fight. You lost it now.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What if it doesn't happen? We're waiting.
It's gonna happen, bro.
I don't know.
Jones is a man of his word, man.
That's true.
If Jones say he'll fight him, he gonna fight him.
That's true. But it's just taking too long for me. As a fan, it's like, all right, like
it's
6 months. Are we looking at the end of 2025?
Everyone wants it now. Everybody wants it fast. But the reality is, I mean, if he ain't ready, he ain't ready. He's not gonna put his reputation out there, and he's earned it. If there's a fight that's better than Jones versus Aspinall, Dana, go make it and call him later. He said 6 months, so he didn't tell him hold it. He said, do what you want to do. I'll be back in 6 months.
Yeah, I know, but
So if they've really felt that way, like they need a fight right now, then go make it.
That's what I would have done. I would have.
But the question is, who? All of those dudes at heavyweight have been like dropped.
I get you, but it's better than no heavyweight fights for nothing. Like that's what my point is.
Yeah, but you're running. It's like with Tony Ferguson, right? The fight with Tony Ferguson was Khabib and Tony.
Yes, but
and what happened?
Built that legend out of Tony.
No, it didn't. Tony got knocked the hell out, and then he lost to Oliveira right after.
Yeah, but everybody knows who Tony Ferguson is. Why?
We knew Tony before that.
No, because he kept fighting, even though the fight with Khabib wasn't gonna happen. He just kept fighting.
Nah, man. I would have rather him never fought Gaethje.
Yeah,
and I would have gotten Khabib versus Tony because that was the biggest fight. It was like a Conor not as big as Conor versus Khabib. Yeah. But it was like right a step under that. Everybody wanted to see.
What about all those great fights that we saw? Still were great fights with Tony destroying everybody. The
those were before that. After Gaethje knocked his ass out.
Yeah,
Tony has been like not the same.
Yeah, no. But then again, he still didn't get.
He got beat by Oliver.
Khabib said he wasn't gonna fight him after that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You look at someone like Tony Ferguson that we all love and respect, and we always wanted to see Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. But that would have been a massive fight. He goes and says, "The hell with it! I'm gonna keep fighting."
Yeah.
He gets knocked out by Gaethje. At the time, didn't have a name.
Correct.
And what happens? We never get that fight.
But to me, even after Tony got knocked out, why couldn't that been the next fight?
For who?
For Khabib and Tony.
Because now that fight's no longer like part of being the champion is you fight the next best guy, and once you get knocked out, now you got to go at the end of the line. Like you're out of here. Like you're not the next best guy anymore.
But
Gaethje now is in front of you. Yeah, he knocked you out.
But this is the thing. That's what I'm saying. So we still would have paid for that fight, even though
but
you can't.
You're not gonna be able to sell it to people like that.
I think that's my point. I think they would have been.
I don't think so. That's why they didn't make it.
I think people still would have been like, well, it's just got lucky. Nobody.
That wasn't a lucky.
That was
an ass whooping.
That was a bad fight.
The whole fight
was a bad fight.
Gaethje put a display.
Yeah,
that was a bad fight. He put a masterpiece on that.
I just don't like.
It's like look at Gaethje's trajectory, right? Yeah. Gaethje was supposed to fight Islam, right? After he knocked out Poirier,
but he took that fight.
He took that fight with Max Holloway.
But we still got a great fight.
Yeah, but Max Holloway knocks him out. Yeah, and where has Gaethje been?
Yeah.
Are we talking about him to get a title shot? Now you don't get that Gaethje versus Islam.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. You run the risk of ruining that fight.
I'd rather run the risk of it still not happening.
That's
and
wild.
We miss on good fights. Like I'm not mad of that fight between Gaethje and Holloway. I'm not mad at that fight at all.
Yeah, but the thing you have to understand. Let's say Gaethje fought Islam, right?
Yeah.
And Islam whoops Gaethje's ass. Let's hypothetically.
Yeah.
You can still go back and make Gaethje Holloway.
Yes, that's true.
But you can't do it the other way around.
Gaethje's gonna fight. Most likely,
he's gonna fight.
Gaethje's still gonna fight Islam. Still.
Nah, he's not fighting Islam, bro. He's gonna fight whoever it is.
He won his last fight, right?
Gaethje
won his last fight.
He beat Fiziev, yeah.
Yeah, so he's still like who? Okay,
but Fiziev wasn't like
who's
Fiziev wasn't in contention though. He still has to fight 2 or 3 more fights probably to get back on that championship round.
What number is he? Well, we'll have to look it up, but
I don't know what number he is, but Fiziev wasn't.
But who is Islam gonna fight?
Islam's probably gonna fight.
He should fight Gaethje still. Like we still could get it. Gaethje, but who is he gonna fight? It's the same thing anyway. Like whatever name you put out there.
It's probably gonna have to be. He's probably gonna have to wait between Oliveira and Topuria if that's the fight, or unless they give him straight up Oliveira.
But that's the thing. So we're gonna have to wait again. I go back to the waiting. So we're gonna have to wait for Topuria and Oliveira to fight.
Yeah, because they want to throw in Topuria. Let's just give him or just give him
Gaethje.
Not Gaethje. Give him Oliveira.
Give Islam Oliveira.
Give him Oliveira. I mean, the right choice is Arman, because that was supposed to be the fight. But Arman
fucked up.
But that's the thing. It's like you keep saying just mismatch it. But that's the thing. You start taking people out of the order. Yeah. Now you get this crazy freaking thing.
I just think when it goes too long, they should figure it out. That's what they always did before. So Like, it is what it is.
Well, the thing is, a lot of guys that should have gotten shots, they took a fight when they shouldn't have, and they lost their shot.
I don't agree with like what Volk did. That's nuts. That is what Volkanovski did.
Like about
By taking that
short
last
notice?
minute. Yeah. Like that's
he
crazy.
got knocked out.
That's crazy. Like I don't recommend anybody to do that right there. That is crazy. But I don't know. I just feel like Islam should fight more. I feel like divisions, when you don't fight for the title, it leaves everybody in this limbo status where you just don't know. Like we're gonna go 5 years. I mean, 2 years and no fights, or two fights for.
I mean, he fights twice a year. I mean, could it be 3? But
because he's doing it so easy, to me, it should be easy for him to fight 3 because he's not getting damaged at all. Take the risk.
That's the thing, is you're not seeing his fight camps.
But the thing is, the way I look at it is everybody has hard fight. It's a fight camp. Everybody has it.
Yeah, but fight camps are grueling. Look what Ferguson did. He did a fight camp. Fight got canceled. Then he went right back into another fight camp. So, 2 fight camps in a row. He looked exhausted.
Yeah.
Then he gets knocked out.
Yeah, I get it. But still, like, so I like him when they fight. Like
Yeah, but these guys gotta protect their health, man.
It's like they're playing. They're being too smart about it because they're worried about they're starting to. It's like boxing. I feel like, and it's not a great. It's like boxing with losses. I am not getting a loss on my record because that destroys me. That destroys. You get a loss in boxing, you're over pretty much nowadays. The championship thing, everybody's just like, I don't want to lose my belt. I'm gonna even fight less. I'm gonna do whatever to not lose the belt. They're being so smart about it, and it's like, no, just fight.
I don't think that's what's going on, man. I don't think it's boxing. The same thing as
you don't think Islam could fight longer, more?
Well, I think what screws up Islam is the Ramadan. I think that whole.
But that's a month.
Yeah, but that middle. You're not training. You're not. I mean, I don't know if he's training or not. But
I don't want any player. I will say this. I don't want any fighter fighting in Ramadan because I don't want that excuse.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear. Yeah, well, so
Habib never fought in Ramadan.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want any fighter fighting like that.
Yeah, so he fights at the beginning of the year, and in the middle of the year, he's gonna take his Ramadan, whatever stuff, take some time off, and then towards like fall, you're gonna see him again. Then back to the beginning of the year.
Yeah, again, I'm still. Let us know, guys. You guys prefer, the champions fighting a little bit more and taking that risk, even if they risk, losing. I prefer it. To me, as a fan, I prefer it. I'd rather see more of the, the craziness that happens than, a champion only fighting twice a year, even if it's not hurt. I see what it does to the general sport, and it brings it down a level. If it takes so long, people are so quick. Everything's so quick. How is it that I only see a great fighter fight twice a year? It's not enough. It's just not enough. I'm saying it in a selfish way. It's like I want to see more of these guys, because it just becomes this longevity thing. It's like, okay, he's been the champion for, like, we have champions that's been champions for 10 years. And we have champions that have been champions for 5 years, but the fighters with 5 years have more fights. Like, that's also not right. How many times did Izzy defended the belt in how many years? I mean, Izzy's been in the UFC for how long? And he has more defenses than a lot of these fighters that were champions for a longer time. That counts to me. To me, that has to count. Right? Like, you get to see these fighters fight more often, which brings more eyeballs to the sport. Even if you have to fight the same guys over, like Izzy did. Even if you have to fight these same dudes over and over again, I prefer that. I think.
But then that crash, that's the thing, is then you lose this fighter a lot sooner.
True. That is true, but I prefer that. Then build the next one up.
I mean, if you can build the next one, why don't you just build it while he's out? And then you got to fight.
But the thing is when a champion is not fighting the younger guys because there's nothing for him to do, then how are you going to build the next one?
No, you build them with the other contenders. You know what I mean?
But you don't build nobody until he beats somebody.
Yeah, no, but there's a lot of somebodies in those divisions.
Well, depending on the division. Like 155, yes. Like, there's a lot of people there that stick around. But when like Izzy ran through his division, there was really nobody there for the next guy.
There's still guys there.
Who?
You got Hamza. I mean,
No,
Whitaker's
but
got
they never
his-
fought.
Huh?
They never fought.
No, what do you mean? Who they? What do you mean? I'm saying like I'm saying there's still guys there.
From the fighters that Izzy fought, who's there? That's like that you sincerely think is gonna do something.
Talking about like Yoel and like
They're
Paulo
all-
Costa.
Izzy wiped them out. There's no. They even with Whitaker, like their prime got ruined by Izzy. After the Izzy, none of those fighters are going anywhere. Like
Yeah, but this next wave is still there. Like the wave that took Izzy out is still right here.
yeah, now that's what I mean. Like Izzy gave him through his thing. Imagine if Izzy was not fighting everybody. If Izzy was taking all these time to fight, like I just feel like we see more fights when the champions fight. If they're healthy, just fight more. I know we're worried about the legacy and building that longevity thing, but if you take too long, that should also take a point out of you.
I don't disagree, man. I disagree. I think you should fight whatever your body is allowing you to do. I don't think you should be out there if you're not feeling right for it.
But that's also part of being great. That's also part of the greatness. You have, all the champions before fought all the time. Tell me, like, from the old school guys, tell me.
Yeah, but they fought. I doubt any of them were putting themselves out there. If they didn't,
I think they're not.
didn't
I
feel,
think they're fighting injured. Like,
no, I mean, like, if I sign the contract,
yeah,
okay, I'm gonna fight, even
Yeah.
if I'm kind of banged up.
yeah,
But if I'm not ready, I'm not gonna sign something at this time.
yeah.
I'm not ready. I'm gonna take whatever months I need before I sign it.
Yeah, I think there's a fine line to me.
Like I think you gotta listen to whatever you think is best for you to fight. Like you're putting your life on the line. Like I think if there's certain fighters that, 2 versus 3. Like it just feels so long because there's such a gap between
the fights.
fights.
Yeah.
But he's fighting twice a year.
And I think twice a year is not enough. I think it's a little bit more. I think.
I'm not criticizing Islam on that, man. He could fight.
How old is Islam? Young guy.
I don't know how old Islam is. Maybe 30.
Yeah, young guy.
Maybe 30.
So it's like, once you get to a certain age, if you want to play that game of being cautious, do it. But if you're young, fight, man.
The thing is,
like I said, I like the way Kamaru did it. And Kamaru was hurt all the time. Still fought.
he's 33, Islam.
Okay.
But Kamaru fought a lot, but he fought the same dudes.
Because those were the dudes, he didn't pick them. Those were the dudes that kept.
No, that's like what the UFC put in front of him, but he could have fought some younger guys if they wanted to.
No, but those are the top people. Those are you can't just fight a nobody.
With no disrespect to Mazda, though, he wasn't like they catapulted him after he had those 2 knockouts.
But I think they gave Masvidal the chance because Usman had already beat everybody.
No, but I'm
So
saying
it was like, give him this big fight, even though we know Masvidal doesn't belong there. He has the name, and since Usman already cleared the division, why not? He already beat everybody twice, like we said. He walked through the whole division. He lapped it. So it's like, if he lapped the top 5 guys, what do you want him to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to I just like we could both agree. Kamaru fought all the time. Izzy fought all the time. And I see Islam is not doing the same thing, even though he's, there's no injury report. There's no, the long camp or whatever. That's part of the fighting game. So if it's so hard, don't kill yourself on the training camp.
Dude, you gotta tell someone don't work hard on the.
No, but you know that saying of like, don't leave your best in training camp. Like, don't we have those stories of people just going on these wars and breaking themselves down in training camp, and when the fight comes, they're never healthy. That's also, there's a balance. You have to balance that training, so you could fight more.
Yeah, but I think you gotta listen to your body, man.
Yeah, no.
In the fight game, if he's not ready in the middle of the year, I keep doing what you're doing. And if anyone thinks they can beat you when you're ready, bring them in.
like I said, then I bring it back to the whole thing. If do a lot more interim fights. Like just keep giving the people something.
I don't think you need an interim fight. Like if they're not the champion, they're not the champion.
So then we only have championship fights twice a year.
No, we have a championship fight every month. There's a championship fight.
But I'm talking for that division.
It's normally 2 to 3 times.
That's what I'm saying. 3 times is good. 2 is too little.
I think 2, whether it's 2 or 3, I don't think it makes that much of a difference.
I think it does. I want to see them fight more.
I think every month we get a championship fight. I think that's reasonable, and that's what we see every month. We get 1 or 2 championship fights,
depending on for the weight class. I get it, but
but that's how it's been. Is every month you get a championship fight.
But we do have guys like Pereira who fight all the time. Like we like that. You know what I'm saying? Look at Pereira. If Pereira's smart, he lets all these other dudes fight themselves. I'm like, I'm the champ. I'm fighting twice a year. I don't care who you are. You guys fight. I'll save myself. I'll let you guys destroy you guys. And then I come in and now I have this long reign as a champion. Don't you like how much Pereira fought? Don't you like what he did?
Yeah, but I don't think we can. I don't think that
and he's
counts.
hurt. He's still taking.
I don't think you can count that against Islam. I mean, Pereira, for whatever reason, his camp, they want to fight more frequent. You don't
add respect to that at all? You don't think that's like a...
I give respect for winning fights, whether it took you 3 months or it took you 1 month. Like,
so if I fight, let's say, the same competition as you, right? Like, let's say Islam and Pereira are fighting the same amount, like the same level of competition and in their respective weight class.
Yes.
But Pereira fought how many times in 1 year? And he won 3 times a year.
Okay, 3.
Okay, and then you go Islam. He fought twice that year. That year, who's a better fighter?
Whoever dominated their fights more.
You won.
But if you won your 3 fights, so let's say you did 3 fights and you got unanimous decision and I knocked my 2 guys out, I'm gonna say the guy who knocked them.
But let's say they both got knockouts, all of them. Let's say it's the same amount of dominance.
Then I would say it's equal.
No. I fought one more time than you. How are we going to put me equal?
Equal because you're dominating your fights. You're dominating and I'm dominating.
Yeah, but I fought more.
But
so that counts.
This is not like the NBA where it's like point for point. And like this is
to me that counts. Like
to me, the fight game is you got 10 fights, I got 10 fights, whatever. It doesn't matter if you did your 10 fights in 2 years or 1 year and I did mine in 4 years. We both won them. We're both even.
Let's say I disagree. Let's say me and you start at the same time at the UFC. We start at the same time. You go 10 years, I go 5. But you accomplish in 10 years what I accomplished in 5, even though it's the same.
Question. So Pereira did all this thing in a short span of time.
Yeah.
Would you put him above Jones? Would you put him above?
No, because it's not the same. That's too much of a discrepancy there. Like we're comparing.
Yeah, but you're saying the volume of like how much you fight in one period of time. Like, but it should be weighted more than.
No, but because Pereira did what he did in the time that he did, he's considered. If he would have, let's say he doesn't move up and fight at that second weight, he's already considered one of the best all time. If he doesn't take the chance and move up and he just stays at that weight.
180.
Yeah, if he stays at 180 and doesn't move up to 205.
185.
And
but he lost the belt immediately.
He still won it when he got there. Yeah, he defended a few times.
At that point, who would you put him comparable to? Like to Izzy?
Who? Pereira?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all Izzy's title defenses?
But he did it faster.
Come on. I don't believe in that.
So who's greater to you? Pereira or Izzy right now? Who's the greater?
As far as the UFC?
Yeah, who's the greater fighter?
Well, if we're talking about that point at 185, I'm putting Izzy.
No, if you're talking about if you put 185, just 185.
Yeah, if I'm putting at 185,
then Izzy, of course. But
Pereira got it faster. To your point,
it's not just about the faster. It's like I said, it has to make he accomplished more than Izzy. So as an all-time fighter.
Yeah, but
who's better?
But we're talking about like at 185.
No, it's not just 185.
He sprinted to get that belt and got it. Izzy took him some fights here, went some time.
But like I said, it's
whose run to the belt was more impressive to you? Pereira who went and blitzed it in, or Izzy who took some time?
Ferreira. What Pereira's done to me is more impressive than what Easy did.
I don't think either or is I think winning that belt is the same, whether it took you 2 years or 1 year.
We're gonna have to disagree on that. Well, like I said, my question still stands. If you're
talking about their overall career,
yeah,
but the thing is like
just in the UFC though, in the UFC.
Conor McGregor's whole career is more impressive than Izzy for winning the double belt champion. As soon as you win 2 belts, you already eclipsed the other guy.
Because it's so hard to do.
But it's not about how fast it took you to do it. It's just doing it. I don't need to do it in 1 year or 2 years. If I did it in 5 years, it's still more impressive because you won 2 divisions.
Like I said,
so I don't think I know what your point you're making. Like, yes, I agree with Pereira, but it's not about the speed. It's about just doing it.
But let's say, okay, so if it's just about doing it, if I do it faster, it means nothing.
What does it mean? What does it really mean? Like, if you can win a fight, you win a fight. It doesn't matter if
Yeah, but the thing is, it's harder to keep fight. That's why fighters don't do it. They don't put themselves through that fighting.
No, I get it. It's harder
because your body's gonna break down. So,
but listen,
like I said,
when you have debates of who's the GOAT, like Jon Jones and GSP and whatever Habib, you talk about wins.
Yeah,
you talk about accomplishments. You don't talk about it took him this long versus that long. Like, you're not talking about
the reason why that with Jones is just unfair because Jones has never lost. So there's no
and that's what I'm saying.
There's no that Jones. Let's leave him out of it because it's just in a different. He's like I said, it's just he's done all of it. He's done quick and done slow with Jones. Like Jones has done it both ways. When he came in, he was fighting. Then he slowed down, and it's mainly not due to Jones. It's mainly due to the troubles that he had.
Well, that is Jones.
So I feel like if Jones didn't have that much trouble, he would have fought more. You know what I'm saying? Like he would have had more fights.
His behavior out of the cage.
But to me, like that I put a point on that, on like how you do it.
Yeah, but like Jones had all these troubles, right?
Yeah.
With drugs and and whatever PED, whatever.
Yeah.
But I never knocked him out of all this conversation, even with all the bullshit.
I never knocked him out for the issues. I knocked him out in one sense. The only thing I take Jones when we had the conversation, he's the best fighter, period. Like point blank. If you add conduct to it, then it changes for me.
Everybody has their own opinion.
Then for me, it changes a little bit. Like Jones is the greatest of all time. Is he my favorite fighter of all time? No. My favorite fighter of all time is GSP.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the greatest example, but...
That's what I'm saying.
But you measure him on the sole fact that he wins.
He's done it, like I said, he wins at every like I said, you have to leave him out of it.
But what I'm saying is like, all right, let's take Jones out of it, but you measure these fighters on winning.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
The only time you give them any more points is if they win in dominant fashion. But if you're in there fighting, you know what I mean? Like Kevin Holland fought 5 times in a year.
Yeah.
Is he more impressive than Izzy? Izzy fought like, what, 3 times, 4 times?
Well, it's not just the like I said, it's not just it's how, Holland's fighting meaningless fights 5 times a year. Izzy was fighting championship fights.
Okay, well, let's take a guy. Let's say you take Hamza. He didn't fight for any belts. Would you say Hamza, who maybe fights twice a year, are you more impressed of Hamza's dominance where he's picking dudes up, walking them across the cage, slamming them, choking them out, over Holland's 5 fights in a year?
Yeah, because
are you more impressed with Holland's or Hamza's dominance?
Hamza's dominance.
He fought less.
Yeah, but it's again now.
that's the point I'm making.
But listen to this. Now let's say Holland had won all his 5 fights out of the year. I'm picking Holland's more impressive than whatever Hamza was doing.
But it depends how dominantly he won those fights. If it's
to me, if Hamza dominated the 2 fights that he fought, and Holland had 5 close fights, but he won them all.
Bro, you know damn well. I know you're saying that, but
no. Look, like skill wise and the potential, Hamza is scary as fuck. But I'm not gonna like this guy fought 5 times and won 5 times. And also, if it's the same level of competition.
Yeah, but if you're fighting, right? We're fighting the same. Like if you're Dana White and you're gonna make the next championship fight, right? And you have these 2 guys. One fought 5. Yeah. He won all 5 of them in a Bilal close fight. Yeah. Decision, split decision. Yeah. And then this guy who won 2 fights. Yeah. Pure dominance, whether it was grappling, knocking him out, like the whole, like it wasn't even close. Yeah. When you make that title fight, are you taking this guy who's barely winning like decisions, or are you taking this guy who's completely annihilating his guys to make that championship fight the next year?
Well, like I said, it all depends.
You know you're gonna sell that guy that killer before you sell sell the other guy.
Yeah, you build a little of a.
You know you're gonna take this.
I'm taking, of course, I'm taking Hamza. I'm taking Hamza. Just because
that's all I'm saying.
The way
Hamza fights twice a year too.
And I have the same problem. Like I need him to fight more. Like, my bad. I'm not saying it's not. They're great fighters. Part of greatness is actually fighting too. It's part of it. You can't take it away.
I mean, I get you want more.
Yeah, like that's my whole thing. It's just give me a little more from these great fighters. Just
what I'm saying is
you
can't like take away from their.
No, I'm not taking away. No.
Just because they don't fight as much as another guy.
Yeah, like I said, to me it's coming selfishly. I just need him. I want to see a run like Izzy had. I want to see Islam. I had that problem with Khabib too. Khabib's great to me, but he also didn't fight as much as I would have wanted him to.
That's the thing with every Russian. When you're dealing with the Russian Muslim fighter, like
they're
not gonna fight as much.
And it hurts them. Who's bigger, Khabib or Izzy? Well, Khabib got bigger because of
Conor. When he fought Conor, that's when he went.
Exactly. But before then, who's better? I think Islam is a better fighter than Izzy. But who's bigger? And always gonna be bigger.
Khabib is bigger than, in my opinion.
No, I'm talking Islam. Islam and Izzy.
Islam or Izzy?
Yeah. Izzy's a better Islam is a better fighter.
I mean, the thing is,
but he's never gonna
Izzy was a champion longer, I think. I think he had a longer run. So Izzy's a familiar name. Islam.
How long was Izzy's championship run? It's like 3 years. And Islam is already close to that. But the fight difference is insane in those 3 years.
Well, the thing with Islam.
But you're right. You mentioned something. All Russian fighters are like this.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah. This is what you're going to get with any Russian fighter you get. Yeah. So it's nothing new.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm being selfish. I just want to fight. I want to see Islam fight more because Izzy it's not just that. Izzy's not just more popular because of the fighting. It's the theatrics, the entrance. That is true too.
Izzy is more doing interviews. He's more charismatic. Like he's putting himself out there.
You got a point.
Like Islam is. I fight. You don't hear from me for months.
He's not. He don't.
Like
care.
He's just here. He's here to win, get his money, and get out of here. Like
exactly.
His personality is part of the reason.
Yeah, in that sense, the bigger part, I guess, has nothing to do with even winning, because you could argue this. Cowboy Cerrone is bigger than Islam, like fame-wise back then.
Back then, like, yeah. I mean, you can argue that. I mean, like even not now, but like back then, even Tony Ferguson, who never.
Yeah, like so. I get what you're saying. Stardom doesn't always equal greatness, because you just could be a cool dude.
Yeah, if you're someone people just like, and you have like that personality, and you're just someone that like is always in front of a microphone, doing a bunch of interviews, like people get access to you.
Exactly. So that part I understand. Like I said, all I need is more fights. I wanted to see Islam fight more. I wanted to see Khabib fight more. I want to see Jones fight more. And I just feel like for those greats, I never got all the fights I wanted out of them. Like Izzy, he fought everybody. There is no. I wish Izzy would have fought. Izzy fought everybody, like point blank.
Not Hamza.
I don't think that's Izzy's fault though. I think that Izzy's not the champ no more. But I think Izzy would have.
Is he 185? Let him go.
Nah, see, no. I want Izzy to retire because I want to protect his legacy. Like I don't want more losses on there. So I literally want Izzy to retire, just for that reason. Because I don't want to see more losses. Because 10 years from now, people are gonna bring up the resume and they're not gonna get it. They're gonna go like, yeah, but look at these. I'm like, no. You're missing the point. And that's why I don't. Same thing with Conor. A few years from now, people are gonna be like, why? They're gonna look at numbers and they're gonna be like, huh? And they're not gonna really understand. And me and you are gonna be like, you don't get it, and we're gonna get it.
Conor has the benefit of the doubt though that he fought. That the guys he lost to weren't no names.
Yeah, true.
After he got all that money from Floyd, he lost to Habib, he lost to Poirier.
Yeah, he never took easy fights.
So like even though he was obviously not Conor anymore.
Yeah,
but he wasn't fighting nobodies.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People still not gonna.
I mean, they might downgrade him, but like it's not gonna be a huge like. I mean, Izzy, the last guy Izzy fought was it Imavov? I think his name was.
Yeah, no, Izzy.
I mean, Imavov was nice, but like he didn't have a name. So
There's
like,
no name.
So that might.
It might
him
affect
more than Conor losing to Dustin because Dustin actually had a name.
Yeah, so that's the only thing with the UFC. But I think we have a few good fights coming up for the UFC. I think Dana had something's coming for Abu Dhabi, which
he always has something cooking with Abu Dhabi. I guarantee you, Islam will be on that card.
Yeah, and hopefully Hamza. And again, I just need these.
That would be massive.
I want this because what happens if these guys, like, let's say Hamza, right? Like, we know what he is. We know what he is. Everybody knows what he is. But if something was to happen to him right now and he retired or he couldn't fight no more, we're going to be mentioning this guy and everybody will be like, who the hell is that?
It's like it's a beat.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just going to be one of those guys where it's just like, we talk about it, the old heads mention them, but we have no track record to actually, and I don't want that to happen. So I want them to fight.
Who do you think headlines? If you got, let's say if you have
I'm with you.
Islam.
I'm with you. I think what's his name?
Hamza, are you talking about?
Hamza. I think Hamza is the best fighter. I think Hamza. If we, I don't know what the fuck is going on with his visa. I don't know what's going on with whatever's going on with him.
Yeah, he has some issues.
If he was to fight more, I don't think we're talking about Islam. I think he's the guy. I don't think we would be talking about Pereira. I don't think all these stars are born if he just fights. And that's what I mean by, like, you have to fight because then things like this happen. I think if he would have fought as he should have and gotten the titles, I don't think we have these major stars that we have right now. I think we would have been talking about Pereira.
We definitely wouldn't have Pereira.
I think Pereira, we'd be talking about Pereira having to fight. I keep freaking messing up his name. Hamza. I think we know what happens if they fight right now.
He's getting killed.
So that's my point. Like, they need to fight more. They need to figure out a way to fight because they just get older.
But think, we're gonna get the Hamza story.
I hope so, bro.
No, but we're gonna get it. But
because I've been waiting for 3 years already.
Think if we got what you wanted, right?
Yeah,
we wouldn't have Pereira.
But we have Hamza. So
no. But I'm saying like, now we can get both.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Pereira's out. I think
no, but we already got the Pereira story. We already saw the greatness of Pereira.
Yeah,
I'm saying if Hamza would have been fighting, he would have stopped all of that with the grappling. Yeah, he would have stopped Izzy. Yeah, he would have stopped Pereira. We probably would have never got that Izzy Pereira battle. Yeah.
And I prefer that. If that was what was,
prefer that.
If that's what it is, then yeah.
You get all these storylines. You get all these people getting chance. You get all these different champions, these different fights. Because sometimes, like, let's say Hamza would have been fighting more, and he would have stomped out Pereira and Izzy. That fight wouldn't have been that interesting. It would have been two guys that did kickboxing and just settling the grudge or something. But there's more of a magnitude when you believe they're the two top fighters in the world.
True.
But if you take Hamza and he beats both of them out of the way, then it's like, whatever. It's like almost like when Masvidal fought Covington.
It's good. Yeah.
It's like, all right, it's just these two guys that were roommates settling the beef.
Yeah, true. In that
but
aspect,
if
true.
both of them were like, one of them was the champion and the other one was the number one contender, it heightens the whole thing because it's like, oh, these are not just dude, they got beef. Two top fighters in the world.
But I think Izzy and Pereira would have had a chance.
They would have had a chance to fight, but it would have been strict. That fight would have been sold on just their beef.
Yeah, but
not based on like champion versus number one contender.
True.
And then add the beef to it.
True. But I just don't want to go without Hamza's story.
I think we're going to get it regardless.
Because he's better than these guys that we're talking about.
We're going to get Hamza's story regardless. I'm high on, I'm telling you, Islam, Hamza, Jones.
Yeah. But to me, if everything plays right, I think there is no Islam. He's still going to be there, but I think Hamza would have taken the shine of a lot of these people because I don't see nobody beating him. So
not at 185, man.
Not at 170, not at 185.
I think he's too big for
205.
170. I think he's too big for 170.
Yeah, I mean, he tried and he almost died. To getting down to that weight, like he literally messed himself up.
I think that 170, we're done with that. I think it's 185 from now on.
And I still think 185 and 205, Hamza still kills everybody.
I think he'll move to 205 at some point.
At some point, because I think he's big enough to move. And I think
he's like 6'2". I think that's what he's listed at.
But then, see, this is what I mean. If you take too long, what if Hamza gets old? Or if like it just age catches up? Like then what?
He's not taking the same beating, so now you know what I mean.
Yeah. Again, I want to see.
He don't have the wear and tear.
You just go with me, man. We want to see more fights. That's my whole point. You got to agree with me.
I want to see more fights. I see it, but like you're going after my guy, so I got to defend him.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to see. Like I want to see Hamza fight. I don't know. I know Trump is in office, so figure the fuck out, Trump. But we need to see this guy. I would hate for this guy to be something that all guys are talking about. You know.
Yeah.
So
we've been talking about him for years. I think
that's
he came on.
It's 3 years, bro.
Not more than that. I think he came on the scene 2020.
That's crazy. It's
been like 4 years, maybe 5,
and
that we've been talking about.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I think he gets the next title shot. I don't see. I mean, he destroyed Whitaker. I mean, what's next for him? I mean, I think he's DDP.
Yeah, they have to. I think that's. Abu Dhabi.
That's what I'm saying, because he always fights on that Abu Dhabi card.
And he's one of those fighters, even though he's down to fight everybody all the time, anywhere, multiple times a year. So
his camp told him to chill out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because he wants to fight all the time. They're like.
At the same time, you also have to protect fighters sometimes. Like I said, I think what Volk did was crazy. You don't ruin your legacy like that. So in that aspect, I understand, but also I think Islam is I need a little more. If he was older and stopped fighting as much, I would get it. But he's been champ for a while now, and it's all the same thing. So that's all I'm asking. Like I said, I understand the strategy, and you want greatness, and sometimes you have to protect yourself. But at the same time, I'm starting to notice the UFC a little bit of diminishes. Before it felt like every fight was a great fight. I don't know if it's just me or it felt like every pay-per-view was a watchable pay-per-view fight.
I mean, what's happening is the guys we're accustomed to watching, they've lost fights, and now you don't see them as much. So now you're seeing the next wave, and that's probably why it doesn't feel. Yeah,
I know there was
last night's card was pretty solid.
No, that was a good pay-per-view. That was a good all-around. Cool fight. I'm not gonna complain.
And then also, like I mentioned to you, a lot of the Russian fighters that are Muslims don't fight.
And because a lot of them are the champs right now.
Yeah, a lot of them are champs or number one contenders or whatever. So a lot of them around this time. But then you always notice that towards the end of the year, like all of them start fighting.
Yeah, and then then
it starts getting crazy. Like October, November, December, you're like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then a little bit, then it kind of carries over a little bit, like in January, you get a little bit of it, but then it comes back up in February, March. Then it dies in April.
Yeah,
and you don't see any of them until end of summer. But that's where you get those those
big swings.
Those big swings, some spikes, and freaking towards the end of the year, and then in the middle of the year you get those nothing.
Exactly. We'll see. I think it has to do with what you said. A lot of the fighters that were the guys are kind of phasing out, so we're kind of in this transition point. So
yeah, that's what's happening. We're in this transition point where a lot of those Izzy's and Kamaru Usman. When's the last time we seen him fight?
I know. I think it's over.
Burns. I think Burns got a fight coming up soon, but we haven't seen Burns in a while.
Yeah, and I think those guys is over for them. I don't think they're gonna be as good. Like, I don't think Kamaru's gonna be the same. I don't think. I just think it's changing of the guard.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening. Like Covington, where's Covington been? Another name, the guy that used to fight frequently.
Correct. I think he's done too. I think he just ran into Kamaru, so
yeah,
I think his prime got wasted there.
So I mean, once we get the changeover, we get the new names, then they'll start spiking up again.
What's the biggest fight to make this year?
The biggest fight?
I'm saying Topuria and Islam.
Topuria, that's a massive fight.
That is, to me, that's the biggest fight we could make. That is like that. I don't know who's gonna win. Like, I want to see this fight.
You're talking about the closest fight, or the biggest? Are you talking about the most generating views, or are you talking about
no? Just like the because there's other fights there that would generate views, but we know the outcome of it. Like, we know Jones is gonna fight this guy. Whenever that fight happens, it's gonna be
that to me is the biggest eyeball fight.
Yeah, but
Jones versus Aspen.
We know what's gonna happen. Like,
I got Jones on that.
Exactly. So we know, like, but Ilia Islam, I don't know, man.
I think Islam beats him.
I think that if I have to bet, I'm betting on Islam, right? That's what I'm gonna bet. But this guy is making a good argument. He's making it like
he's dangerous.
Yes, and he's making it. He's talking the right way. Like, he's building the fight. That is, to me, something that you're like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen here.
But you see the size difference between.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's Islam is a much bigger.
His
wrestling
crazy.
Is really good.
Dana doesn't want this to happen.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
because he saw what happened to Volk.
Yeah, it's a big.
Now we're here talking about, like, should Volk retire?
Yeah. So, but I still think that's a great. I want to see that. Ilya has done a good enough job that I want to. It makes it like interesting. So I want to see, because I mean, Volk supposedly in the first fight they give Islam some problems. A lot of people said a lot of in that fight people have Volk win. That was a controversial fight.
And he knocked him out the next one.
The next one, yeah. So
yeah, I mean he beat him twice. So I don't know. I mean it's an interesting fight.
Other than that one, who you got? Of an interesting fight that you think is, you don't know who's gonna win.
Who I'm trying to think of the champions. That's the thing, is like, if I go champ through champ, like where I'm interested, like Marab, who's his next guy? O'Malley. That's not that interesting.
We know who's gonna win.
And then when I look at Volk, who would be next for him at 145?
There's no. I mean, the guy.
I mean, Ortega. You can throw Ortega back at him, but I think he beats Ortega.
Yeah.
Holloway.
Again? Nah, I don't want to.
That'd be like the fourth fight between.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I mean, Islam, Ilya, I guess it's interesting because it's new, but I, in my opinion, I think Islam's whooping him.
Yeah.
Bilal versus Jack.
Not interesting enough.
Not that. I mean, I feel like Jack doesn't have a name. Jack can hit though. I think maybe Bilal wins that. You know who I want? I want Shavkat to get in there, man. Why Shavkat is undefeated, all knockout.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it.
That's a good fight.
Maybe get him out. Maybe throw Shavkat versus Bilal.
Yeah.
I think Hamza's gonna kill DDP.
Oh yeah, I want to see that fight though. I still want to see it. I think Hamza's gonna win, but this is interesting.
And then I gotta think of Magomed. I think they're gonna do Pereira run it back. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think
I don't think they're gonna skip Pereira because he's been such an active champ.
Yeah,
I think they'll give him the opportunity. I guess the Ilya versus Islam.
Yeah,
I guess
that is the most intriguing fight. Even though we kind of know, I mean, I'm putting my money on Islam. So
I don't bet against Islam, man. Not betting against Islam.
Yeah,
but honestly, I would like, and UFC might try to mask it to sell the fight, but I mean, fight Oliveira and see what happens.
That's a good. I still don't think those guys are. That's what I'm saying. Islam is such. I need him to move up or something. I just need to spice it up. Like I don't
think, to be honest with you, I don't think Islam is big enough for 170.
Yeah, but has Islam fought a fight that we're like, he's gonna lose?
Not in my opinion.
Like I like close. Like I need to see something to push him. Like I need to see somebody push him so I could see the greatness. And so far, I feel like he hasn't been pushed.
I don't think he's big enough for 170. I mean, he's bigger than Bilal. I think I've seen them next to each other. I think he looks taller than Bilal, but I don't think he's that. Like I saw him next to Hamza, and Hamza was a tower next to him.
Yeah,
and I think Shavkat is like 6'1", so Shavkat's tall.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it also creates the like the part of your legacy is also that like did we see greatness? Like we saw greatness. We saw Izzy get pushed to the limits. We saw the greatness. With Islam, it just feels like it's a cakewalk, and it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? But I just I want to see something.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? You give Izzy credit. He did everything at 185.
Yeah.
Islam's doing everything at 155. That's his weight class.
Yeah.
So you want him to move up, but you don't want Izzy to move up?
No. Izzy did move up, and we saw what happened. So I want to see Islam go move up, and then we want to see what happens. I mean, not that I don't want him to, is that for Izzy, it's already past his prime. So moving up, you already did it, and it didn't work out.
I mean, I don't think it's a good look to move up to 170. I mean, I know he wants to at some point, but I don't think he's big enough for that division.
But if you're not getting tested, like
I mean, but this is your weight class. This is what it is.
True.
This is my weight class. This is what I fight.
But every other champion has taken the challenge.
Not every champion has moved up.
Khabib is the only one. Everybody else has tried it so far. I mean, in the new era, everybody else has tried it.
It hasn't worked out for most of them.
Yeah, none of them. I mean, I guess
Pereira and Jones got this.
I think you need to defend your title at the second weight class for me to be like, all right.
Well, they both have.
Pereira.
Yeah, he did. He won it. He fought Hill.
Oh yeah. True.
He fought
True. So
Roundtree.
Yeah. So again, the double champs.
Jury, he fought him twice.
Double champs, I give Pereira and Jones.
Yeah, I'm saying.
And then after that, who else is the other true double champ?
That's defended it.
GSP.
I think so.
GSP, and then after that, I don't think DC didn't do it. I don't think DC did it.
Did he defend? I can't remember.
He lost. He lost right away. He won the title, and then his defense he lost. He fought Miocic. What? Yeah. He fought him. He beat him, and then they did right after they fought again, and he lost. So I don't like that double champ is a little. It's like you need to defend both at least once. And to me, Jones is gonna do it because I have no doubt he's gonna.
Well, if you're doing it by defend, then I guess Pereira doesn't count because at 185 he lost it immediately.
He won and lost right away. Yeah, then again, still a little iffy.
That's why Jones the GOAT.
Yeah, well, I mean Jones is the GOAT no matter what. It's just not even. It's. I mean that guy is freaky. That guy is one of those. Like I said, I think Dana said it. He is the best fighter of any since human beings were created. That's the guy. You put him back in medieval times. You put him back like that. That's the guy. So there is no conversation on who's the GOAT in MMA, right?
I mean, people will argue it, but I mean, I think most people have Jones. I think the majority of people have Jones.
I don't think there's a fighter that will say otherwise.
I think some people may throw Mighty Mouse in there. Some people may throw Habib or GSP.
Yeah, like I said, there's mentions. Like
some people say Fedor that are like old school. Yeah. They might throw Fedor in there.
But the reality is no. I mean, the guy's never lost. Like it's not even. To me, it's not close. For the GOAT of UFC, it's not close. And he's not my favorite fighter, but it's not close.
Well, usually when someone say the GOAT of MMA, they don't say GOAT of UFC. They say GOAT of MMA. Everything.
Yeah.
The world.
Yeah, and to me, he is.
To me, he is. I mean, but then people argue, but it's not a strong. It's not like a LeBron, Jordan. It's not like those type of debates.
In football, there's conversations. In every sport, there's a conversation of the GOAT. In MMA, I don't think there is a conversation. I think he's a clear winner. So, I mean, when we talk about we talk about like the greatest of all time. Like we talk about MJ compared to like Tom Brady. the greatest athlete of all time, I think we probably should put him up there.
Like enter him in the conversation, like Jones.
Yeah.
The only thing, what makes it hard, is have you ever seen Jones try to dunk a basketball?
I don't know. Well, listen, he's not playing basketball, man.
Well, part of the reason, if you listen to Jones, he tells you he's horrible at other sports.
Oh, I seen a video and I'm like, that is disgraceful.
So it's hard for me to put him in a conversation of greatest athletes.
It's just about the greatness in your. I mean, Jordan ain't playing freaking football. Like,
yeah, but he did make the. Did he make the baseball league? Like, he made a professional. He made the MLB. Did he make the MLB?
Yeah, but I'm Jordan, and I'm gonna get put on. You know, he's gonna
still made it. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, he's Jones. Could he make the Lakers or something?
No.
You know, they need someone to box out.
There's no way. Nah, Jones is weird in that aspect that he's not playing no sport.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can't put him in that conversation because when I say greatest athlete all around, I'm thinking like, if I was to take him and teach him how to play football, I think it'd be a wide receiver.
Well, let's put it the greatest great.
Maybe the greatest great.
The greatest great. I mean, the guy's never lost. There's no.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at it from that aspect.
Yeah, like he's the greatest great.
Yeah.
So.
Because when you say greatest athlete, I'm thinking of I can take this dude and just throw him here and catch a football. I can take him here. He might hit a home run. Maybe go for 40 and you know what I mean. Like that's what I'm looking at it.
Yeah, in that aspect, no. But
if you're just talking about great. In terms of
dominant.
Dominant in his sport, compared to dominant, you can throw him in an argument like that.
And like I said, the guys out here doing coke and like
that's what I mean. As bad as it is, it adds to his greatness.
Exactly, it's like he's playing with you guys, and he's still
because you're like, damn, like it's funny because like with him, that is the only person that it would add to your grade. Like if that was anybody else, we'd be like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But with him, it's like, bro, how can you do coke and then go fight a fight like that against another killer and win?
Insane.
And then it was DC. He was doing that. Like, damn, like DC, you have to live with that. This man did coke and beat you.
And I'm not gonna lie, DC is like, I think DC beats everybody else.
Oh, DC is
in
world
his
class.
Prime. I think DC. It just happened that he was in the same.
Like DC is elite level. Like he's a Olympian.
Yeah,
like bro, he is elite everywhere. Level.
Yeah, like to me, he's one of when all these things was going on. I wanted DC to win so bad. I wanted DC to beat Jones so bad in every fight they fought. I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried on that third fight. I'm no lie. When the head kick happened, like because Jones, you know, goes against anything like a pro athlete, a pro should be, the drugs and all that stuff. Like you don't want that to be the face of anything. So I wanted DC to win so bad because of that alone, just because of that reason. And then at the end, I just had to respect him. Like I just had to be like, all right, like I can't.
Yeah, he's that good. He can get away with doing that shit. But I mean, Jordan had bad habits too. He was up all night gambling, drinking, smoking cigars.
Yeah,
that's why his eyes were all yellow. You could tell he didn't sleep.
Yeah. To this day.
But you can't tell a young kid to follow that example because that kid would crash out.
Yeah, but but then again, like I said, I think Jordan did that afterwards. Jordan wasn't like that.
No, he was like, people were saying that he didn't sleep.
Like,
that was a lot of his career. He was up all night, bro. They said before games, sometimes he would go golfing. Like, do 18 holes before a game instead of, like, being, like, resting and shit like that.
Yeah, imagine a player doing that nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. Like they said he would do a lot. Like, he'd be up all night gambling with people, playing dice, like, out in clubs.
Different.
Like.
But anyway, bro, I think we've been at it for a while. Holy shit. This is the longest interview well, this ain't an interview anymore, but longest episode. We are 4 hours.
Oh, dang.
Alrighty, bro. I think we could finish it here. E.D.J. Studios, E.D.J.podcast. Thank you.